Heidi and Frank Show. Live from the Morongo Casino Studios in Los Angeles, California. And we have Carlos Mencia. Where is he? Get him in here. Bring him on here.
He's hanging Bristol Farms green room.
He doesn't ring the doorbell. He just comes on in here.
Where's the doorbell?
I know, no doorbell. What happened? It must be out.
There's no doorbell. Can I steal the liquor?
Yeah.
Can I steal your liquor now? There was no doorbell.
Plenty of liquor around
How you
here.
doing, man?
I'm good, man.
It's
I'm
good to see you. You're looking
Thanks,
good.
man.
Like,
Thanks.
You've been working out?
Look at him.
Yeah. I had to change up my whole lifestyle, man. My fat friends started dying and getting diabetes. That's freaky, man. That's the weirdest way to find out that you're fat is when your friend is about to get his toe amputated and he looks at you and he goes, "I'm gonna be there for you like nobody was there for me."
Oh my God.
What? You're fat. I'm like, what? I'm here to help you out, bro. He's like, you're gonna end up like me. Like that. Just
Wake up call.
That's a wake up call, man. That's like your slutty friend telling you you're a whore. You know, it's that moment where like, are you serious? You're telling me I'm a whore? You peed on your boots last night and I'm the whore? That's exactly what it was. It was like, you got 19 digits and I'm fat. It just freaked me out, man.
The old diabetic foot wound.
Well, you look
It's
good.
so bad.
You
It's
do
so
look
bad.
good.
Thanks, man.
What
Thanks,
do you do?
It's for comedians. It's mostly not eating in the middle of the night. That's the hardest thing for us.
Yeah, because your clock's
You're wound
different
up.
than
You
normal.
get home and you're still like, all right, I'm awake.
Well, not just that. Like, okay, let's take this Friday. All right, I'll eat something very light at about 6 o'clock because the show's at 8, so I
Right.
can't get too full.
You don't want to be bloated
Right.
and sleepy.
Yeah, and I tend to go on long, so that 10:30 show will probably start a little bit late, go till about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. So by 2 o'clock, then I haven't eaten since 6.
Oh,
That's
Carlos.
8 hours later.
Yeah.
I don't want a salad at that point.
I know. You want
You know what I mean?
pizza.
I want to go. I'm thinking of like the most disgusting. It's either we're either gonna drive to Tommy's and get a double.
You're about just doing the show on a treadmill up there is the whole time, just running while you're telling me.
Maybe
so
work
it's
in
bad.
some
It's
snack
really
mix
bad.
or some protein bars
Some
to your
snack
act. Somehow
mix.
that way you'll be like, funny
that's
thing
what
about snack mix.
That's what I have to do. That's basically what I have to do. I have to work in. I have to force myself to eat like protein bars and crap like that. And then of course all my like Hispanic family, what are you, gay? You're eating the salad, eh? What are you, gay, Holmes? Hey, look at this homosexual over here, eh? He's eating a salad, eh? Look at that, Holmes. You want some dressing? It's like, I'm getting made fun of by everybody,
God
man.
forbid you
It's
order
horrible.
dressing on the side around those guys.
Yeah, dressing on the side.
Yeah.
boy.
And then as if I'm not depressed enough, then I get like the people that come up and apologize to me because they come to my show literally to find things to go on the internet and talk smack about. But then they see the show and they're like, dude, everything I've heard about you is so wrong. You're great. You're amazing. Your stuff, I've never heard anything like what you talk about. I'm sorry. And I'm like, that's supposed to make me feel better?
Yeah, exactly. Everything I've heard about, I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'm like, yeah, thanks. Yeah, you were going to go on the internet and talk smack about me, but now you're not. I
Hey, listen,
appreciate
I get
it.
that. People come up to me in person and go, wow, you're not as ugly in real life as you are in pictures.
Right.
And I go, thanks. I don't know.
It is a compliment,
Thanks,
it
I guess.
is.
Thanks.
No,
Yeah.
but your pictures don't look bad.
But people will go, oh, you're.
For some reason, when she takes pictures, one of her eyes gets bigger. I don't know what it is.
Really?
It's just, yeah, like.
One is very excited to have a photograph taken.
Yeah, it's like a camera. Like one's really shocked to see the camera.
And
The
the
other
other
one's
one's
just
kind of
what?
half closed. Like, why are
Like,
we so.
aren't we used to this by now? But
Yeah,
the other
no.
eyes is totally shocked.
So I get that when people
I
come up,
feel
you're like,
bad
"Are
for
you
you.
trying to compliment me?"
No,
It's
I
like,
feel bad for you.
I think they are. Like they're trying to compliment you, but you're going,
Yeah.
just
Right. It just feels, but I feel bad for you because I take pictures with like, so we have kind of like VIP status. So certain people before shows,
Yeah.
we take them backstage and take pictures with them. And then at the end of the show, whoever wants to take a picture, we'll take a picture and post it on the internet. You can download it, do whatever. And every show, there's one person that I just do not want to post their picture because they look so freakishly weird that
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, right.
You know, and I've gotten that googly eye a lot of times.
Yeah.
And it's not even the one bigger than the other. It's the one looking straight and the other one looking sideways one.
Yeah.
That you're looking at the picture and you're just like, I don't want to post.
They're looking at the multiple cameras. Like there's personal camera where like they can just look at both.
Right, like there's two people taking a picture at the same time and they got one eye on each camera.
But then you have to post it because if you don't, they're gonna be like, "Why didn't you post a picture of me?" And
right, exactly.
I did you a favor.
And then they probably know what they look like, so you're going, I hope that this isn't gonna be shocking.
I'm gonna hang this in the bell tower.
All right, I used to be so worked up about it that if somebody posted something on Facebook and it was a horrible picture of me, because I try to only post like you. I try to only post pictures of people that I think that they're gonna like.
Right.
But I'll come across and they'll be, oh, you were tagged in some pictures, and I'm going, oh my god. I used to remove tag, but I don't even care anymore. I'm just like, yeah, it's a bad picture. What am I gonna do?
Nah, I don't care. But that's what the internet's about. The internet's very rarely positive.
True.
Very rarely do you hear a great story like that ugly singer lady from England. Like very rarely does that happen where without the internet, she would have been, she would have sold about 5 million less albums worldwide.
You're talking Susan Boyle.
Yeah, Susan Boyle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the ugly singer lady. The positive spin he put on that.
Let's be honest, bro. That's exactly what she was.
Yeah.
She had a great voice, but she was ugly.
The feel-good stories of the ugly singer lady.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But think about it. How I'm describing her. She's a millionaire now.
Yeah,
I know.
Her life changed completely but rarely are those the stories that lead on the internet. It's mostly, this guy sucks, guy sucks, a bitch, he's an a-hole, everybody sucks.
I guess but if you're getting that, though, I mean, is it turned around where it's like the hate that you get, that you just absorb as energy? It's like, if you're not getting any hate, then obviously you're not doing your job right. I mean, truly, I mean, people hate our show. I mean, we've
you
been
gotta
on
get
the
some
air
hate.
for like, it's almost 6 months now.
Right.
And you've been on 95.5 KOS many times.
Yeah.
You were actually on Mark and Brian's last show when they did their live show. I remember doing the live stuff.
Well, I didn't even know I was going to do stand-up.
Yeah?
Yeah,
like
I literally
45 minutes.
I literally show up. I'm like, what's going on, guys?
That's impressive.
And they're like, all right, 5 minutes, you're going to go on and do some stand-up. I'm like, well, wait. My act isn't really catered to completely be clean all the time.
Right.
And it's not even about dirty. It's the stuff that I talk about for some reason just tends to get like...
Because it's real.
Yeah. Like for me, it's just whatever, man.
But that's impressive to not plan on doing stand-up. I'm sure you got to get your head right for that, and then to go, oh, okay, and then to do 45 minutes.
That's not even the hard part. The hard part is just like getting rid of those jokes that you think you don't want. You don't want to put a radio station at a bad spot.
So self-censoring in the moment, going, oh.
Hell, they were leaving.
Like
hell,
in my head, I'm going,
your raw material.
Yeah,
can I get fired?
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. But still, you don't want to because it's about them. Like I'm thinking in my head, I know that I can say this, but should I? Is it like, are people going to be weird? Because everybody and then it just got to a point with me where I was like, you know what? I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't care. We've only had one black president. As soon as he came into office, they downgraded our credit. I don't care what you say, that's funny. The black guy's credit was so bad, it ruined the country's credit. Like, how bad does black credit have to be that the rest of the world, as soon as he became president, went, oh, they will not pay. No, they will not pay.
Now you're putting the station in the uncomfortable spot.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? This is a rock station.
Yeah, it is.
So, I mean, really.
Have you ever worried, like, when you did, maybe in your early days, do you ever worry that a family member's in the audience?
I hate when my family members come.
Right, because you go, listen, do you ever warn and say, listen, it's a show, it's what I do, so don't. Because it's not like a lot of times, I know my mom listens to the show, and sometimes I start to tell a story, and I'll go, well, whatever. That's the story I'm telling. I can't tell the story thinking my mom's listening right now because it wouldn't be as good a story.
No, I tell them you shouldn't have done it. That's exactly what I tell my family.
Right.
Shouldn't have done it.
I wouldn't have had material.
Not gonna lie, I'm gonna talk about it. Whatever it is, doesn't matter to me. Don't call me and ask me for money. And then get mad when I go on the radio and talk about how you sons of bitches are bleeding me dry. I would be a millionaire. I'm 100,000-aire.
Right. Yeah.
I have 11 sisters and 6 brothers, 78 nephews and nieces. And they all need something from Uncle Carlos.
There's always something going on, like
one of them.
Either a birthday or a graduation or something happening in their lives where it's like, oh, you got to fill a card with some cash and send it off.
Yeah, and they always tell me that I work too hard, right before they ask me for cash.
Yeah.
It's always like, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, I got this gig. Oh, man, you work too hard. Yeah, do I? What should I do? You should take some time off. Maybe I should. I need $10,000. Maybe I can't now. And then as soon as I say no, my mom will call me, Jesus is watching. Really? Jesus is watching me write a check now?
We got Easter coming up this Sunday. I know you got a busy weekend because you'll be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Bray Improv. But on Easter growing up with, 18 siblings? I mean, did you have a chance to find an egg? Or was it just like you just had the grass in a basket?
Sounds like your dad didn't have any problem finding an egg.
That was Carlos'
I know, my mom.
fate.
I used to think that my parents knew what Easter was because they would take us all the time to this park. And on the Sundays, real early, and we would find eggs. But we would get into fights as a family. But we had the biggest family, so we never cared. It wasn't until I was about 14 that I realized my mom and dad never actually hid eggs. They would just take us to the park where they thought some magical person put eggs out for people.
Those were just duck eggs they were finding. They weren't even colored. They were just actual ducks.
No, they were eggs that other people took the time to hide. No. We're stealing eggs from other people. And I got to the age where I was like, because my dad he's like a genius savant idiot. He does the most amazing things, and then all of a sudden, he for the longest time, I used to think that Rose Hills was a park. Because we used to go barbecue over there. We're barbecuing in this nice park with roses. And then all of a sudden, one day, somebody's like, do you guys have family here? And I'm just like, this is a cemetery?
Oh, that's so great.
What is wrong with you, Dad?
We never have to fight for a grill.
And my dad was just like, well, there's grass everywhere. How am I supposed to know? What do you mean, how you supposed to know? We had this car one time that we used to go, once a year or whatever, we used to drive from East LA all the way down the 10. You take the 60, then it turns into the 10, kind of near downtown, and you just end up in Santa Monica. So my dad tried to fit all of us in this Grand Torino, right? And we couldn't fit. So he put two of my older brothers in the trunk of the car, literally in the trunk, and locked it. So by the time we were on Lincoln, my brothers are banging on the back going, Dad, we're getting sleepy. Dad, we're getting sleepy. And my dad is in his infinite wisdom is like, then go to sleep, stupid. And I'm 12 going, they're dying, you idiot. They're in the back dying. There's carbon poisoning in the car, you idiot. So my dad pulls over, gets him out, throws me in for talking smack.
Two more in there. Get in there.
Yeah, he just switched us out. He's just like, well, obviously it's only going to the trunk, so you'll be fine.
Looks like you need to take a nap.
I'm in the back with my brother who's beating my ass because he's like, why did you open your mouth? I'm like, because they're dying, bro. This is a theme in my family. When I first started doing comedy, the same thing happened. I stopped going to school. I had this car. I let him repossess it. So my older brother, Joseph, gives me this 1978 Camaro. And he just tells me, it's a piece of crap, but the engine's nice. I just fixed it up. I'm like, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Which, by the way, that $500 car has cost me so much.
Thousands.
Because, hundreds of thousands and hundreds of thousands. Because that's the one guy that when he calls me, I can't say no to him.
Yeah, I gave you the 78
Because he gave
Camaro.
me that car that helped me get around at those years when I needed a gig, to those crappy gigs. But here's the deal. He gives me the car. So me and my younger brother, Albert, we're driving down one day. It's really raining. It's cold. We're driving down to San Diego to do a gig. And at about San Clemente, I start weaving a little bit. And my brother's like, what's wrong? I'm like, dude, I don't know. I feel weird, bro. He's like, I feel weird too. I'm like, dude, let's pull over, man. So we pull over and we're dizzy and we're seeing double. And I call my brother and I'm like, bro, I don't feel good. I don't know what's wrong. And he goes, were you driving the car with the window down? I'm like, yeah, it's cold. There's an exhaust leak going in. You have to drive with the window open so the air comes inside or you get sleepy. I'm like, are you kidding me, bro? You give me a car and you don't tell me there's an exhaust leak in here? I'm almost dying halfway down there. So now we're driving with the window open, you know.
Oh my God,
just
it's cold.
It's cold and you can't drive slow, so it's hitting us in the face. And I don't know if you've ever been on a jet ski, but if you ever go on a jet ski and it's raining, you'll see how much it hurts when rain hits you in the face at about 60 miles an hour. And that's exactly what we're doing. And we're trying to laugh, but it's not funny at all, bro. At all.
God.
And just
But good times. Some of the best memories you probably ever that you have. I mean, looking back, it's like without your family.
oh yeah,
and
they're
these stories.
funny now.
Yeah, it sounds like there was almost a lot less Mencias.
But that's just because that's my family. Like that's part of the reason why I'm what's considered edgy, because the stuff that I have to make fun of is like that kind of stuff. Like, dude, my family gets together sometimes, and the ones that went to jail literally laugh and commiserate about getting raped. Like, that's the kind of family I have.
That's just what you have to do.
Like, you know what I mean?
My God.
Like, it starts up with, like that movie, like the scene in that movie. You ever had it pushed in? You know, it kind of starts like that. You know what I mean? Like, because here's how it started off one day. My dad says, I say to my dad, I
That
didn't
was your
understand
mom
this
started that
joke.
conversation. You ever had it pushed in?
Yeah, right. My mom. Well, here's the way it is. I had this class. Here's how crazy my family is. I had an economics class, and the teacher found out that I have 17 brothers and sisters. So I call up my. I go home and I tell my dad, look, I got this report that I'm going to do. I'm going to get an A in this class. It's really important, and it's an economics class, and I need to know like why you guys had so many kids, because there's no Social Security in the country that my dad's from, Honduras, and. So did that have to do with why you had so many kids? Because you raised us to believe we got to take care of you when you get older. And my dad goes, are you asking me why we had so many kids? And I go, yeah. And he looks at my mom, and I don't know how you say this in radio, but basically he goes, yeah, we have a lot of kids because your mom doesn't like to go south of the border. But he said that in the most disgusting, viable way that you should never tell your child about his mother. And that, that's the family. So what happened was, one day a gay guy says to me, what's the difference between a gay guy and a Mexican? And I go, I don't know. He goes, 2 beers. I didn't understand the joke. Didn't understand the joke.
Yeah.
So I go to my dad. I go, you ever heard this joke? I told him the joke. And he goes, oh, yeah, because that's true. I go, what? That's true. I don't understand what you're saying. He goes, okay. So on that weekend, we had this big family get together. So my dad goes, go up to your uncle and ask him if he's gay. And he's going to say no, and then tell him, what about that one guy that one time in Mexico? Just say that. I'm like, all right. So I go up to my uncle. I'm like, hey, man, are you gay? He's like, no. What, is your father telling you stories? I go, no, I'm just saying, what about that one guy in Mexico? And I swear to God, he goes like this. No. I did him. He didn't do me. Okay? Let's get that straight right now. I did it to him. He didn't do it to me. So that's how this conversation started. The guys that went to jail were like, I'm not gay. I did it to him. And then somebody got drunk enough. They went, oh, well, one time. And then this one time spread into one time for everybody else. And all of a sudden, I'm like, you guys are talking about getting raped, bro. And everybody's laughing. I know, but I couldn't fight it. I'm like, wow, this is awesome. And then the moment I started talking about getting sexually abused when I was a kid too, because everybody was, and then that stopped the conversation.
Everyone's like,
They're like, oh man, you're too far, Carlos.
Exactly. That's exactly what everybody was like.
What?
And then where did they get you? Oh, I was in the corner, and then the guy, and then I go, yeah, man, when I was 10, remember that guy that lived across? Yeah, he took me in there and he did this and this and that to me, and everybody got quiet and went, oh, that's not funny. That's not fun. I was like, but you guys are just really? I ruined the
trying
party.
to belong and be like, hey, I
was trying to
contribute.
and he was rubbing me, and they were like, oh no, that's not fair. I'm like, but you just got raped like 5 times.
And everyone's cracking up.
Everybody was laughing. Like, I'm that guy.
God.
I go too far.
Carlos
We love that around
Mencia,
here.
you can go see him at the Brea Improv this weekend. It's going to be a Thursday,
Oh, my
Friday,
God.
and Saturday. It's for tickets, call this phone number, 714-482-0700. 714-482-0700. Carlos Mencia, all weekend long, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Brea
Do you have
Improv.
a Twitter?
Yeah, everything is at Carlos Mencia.
At Carlos Mencia.
Somebody didn't steal it because a lot of people take
Oh, they
Twitter.
took my Instagram. So in my Instagram handle is my real name is Ned, but that's because that's my real name. So
all right, Ned.
Yeah, my mom named me Ned when we came to America, thinking it was going to help me out to give me an American name. Not realizing that we're moving to East LA where everybody's Mexican. First of all, we're from Honduras, so we got our asses beat because we're from farther, quote unquote. It was embarrassing growing up. Like I was the only one that I knew that had a green card, and yet everybody treated me like I was, because I was from Honduras.
Oh my
so
God.
you're from a crappy country. Like, oh yeah, you're
anytime you want to come back, man, doors open. Okay.
Oh, thanks, man.
We love you.
Carlos Mencia, Brea Improv this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Call the number 714-482-0700 to get tickets. We're going to come right back. We are Heidi and Frank.
That was just a little sample of the Heidi and Frank Show on 95.5 KLOS. To get more samples like this and hear all the fun we have, you can do that at 955KLOS.com. Now, to get the show in its entirety on demand, and if you want to watch the show, we webcast it every day, all you have to do is go to HeidiandFrank.com and become a premium package member. Do it right now.